got, I think, Danny Butterworth and Ollie Clark suspended for Saturday too. So does this bring them into contention for this? And what is the challenge of picking your side?
Ollie's out anyway. He's got tight calves because he came back after 3 weeks instead of 4 weeks. He had 2 days on the grass, and it shows what sort of warrior he is. And thank God we did have him, because I thought he helped us. So he's out anyway, and he's out Saturday. So he's going to have a little, I think he's going to have a sauna or something, whatever it is, put his calves on ice. It was wonderful to have him back. Who else did you mention there?
Danny Butterworth.
Danny Butterworth, yeah, he was out for 3 games, but this one don't count. So he'll be involved somewhere along the line. Shapes and systems and that's gone out the window. I've got to find a team, fit a team in there that will not risk any of the lads who've played almost all the games, which is unbelievably hard to deal with, honestly. So people think these jobs, managers' jobs, are easy, you know. Well, I can tell you, it certainly isn't. But it's a challenge we're looking forward to. Obviously, it's not too far a journey as well, which is also good. And I'm looking forward to see if we can build. And you know, even the way the game ended Saturday, because we missed a penalty, then we let a goal in. Oh dear, why? What is it the matter with us? Let's just sweep it away and get on with it and enjoy the chance that we get to learn from what we've just done. And there was so many lessons in that one game that perfect for me to show them. Look at that. Look at the difference between that and Tuesday. Look what team looks better, for them to understand what is it I actually want. I think the third goal completely summed it up. We had it in a certain part of the pitch. We put it into an area that we spoke about on a windy, horrible day. We got on that. Their bloke made a mistake. We then played our football. How many passes? 6, 7, 8 into Harry, bang. Now, that's where you play football, in other people's halves. All of this nonsense about where you're playing and what you're doing. And, you know, I'm sorry, we aren't Man City, and we're never going to be them, because we haven't got their players. So let's do what suits us. And we can play, but we need to play in an area that puts them under pressure, not us, particularly on the day. So I think, luckily, we got that right. But we learnt that from having 59% possession, losing 4-0, not having a one-shot at goal, and me having to apologise to our fans for the first time in my life because I felt so down. Well, now I don't, and I didn't anyway, because it picked me up the chance to show them and tell them, and I believe they're willing to learn. So I got another group now. Can't wait to see how we get on tomorrow evening. Hopefully the weather will go. I've never seen so many storms in my life. But it still feels like there's a storm over our stadium, which we need to get rid of. And the fans were fantastic on Saturday. All I can do, I've never heard those songs. It was brilliant. It was wonderful. And I think it really helped the lads. I think they thoroughly enjoyed that feeling at the end, after we had a wobble. It's a great feeling. And what it does, it sets you up for, we can do this, we can win games, we can. And then if you look at the table, if you look at where everybody is, look how a couple of these could get us up and out and on our way. Wow, what an opportunity. Other people will have to feel what it's like. Oh, hang on, if we don't win this one, oh, you know, that 6-pointer thing. So, you know, that's what I'm after, and that's what I'm looking for. And then I've also got to look at the window when that opens. So I brought Billy Kirkman back. I've added him to this squad. I think that's important. He's done really, really well. So I need to have a look at him. If he does well, then he could come in my squad. I won't need to get from outside. So, you know, if you look at the lads who were on there, Jackson on Saturday, thought he was a breath of fresh air. McGregor, you know, he's one of us, isn't he? Wow. What a performance that was. So, you know, really looking forward to Minter. You know, it's really, really important that we have people we can associate with, and the way that we did it Saturday, the pressing that we just, their midfield were facing their own goal, and we got about them and got on them, and, you know, we need to just continue that. But we have a hope, we have a little glint of hope. So let's take that with us. And you never know what's going to happen in football. So at the moment, I'm not sure what our team's going to look like tomorrow. And what they're going to show me, hopefully they'll show me that if they haven't been involved, they want to be. They've listened to what I've said and they want to try and show me that they can do what I want them to do, rather than me look outside the club and bring someone else. Because they all know that's what will happen if they don't do it, because I'm not putting up with it. I'm not accepting this. I'm not having it. And as Harry said, spoke very eloquently on Saturday, everybody realises that we should not be where we are, but we are, so let's do something about it. And I think you can see that, the way he led us on the weekend, honestly, you know, and with the help of the other senior ones. I'm going to have to rest some of them, you know, and I'm sure they will rest some of their team because of where they are in the league. But it's about building now, and it's a wonderful feeling in there at the moment. Honestly, I had that feeling anyway, because that blackness, that horrible, I'm going to wash it off every day, because I realise the privilege that I've got to come in here and not be too far away from my lovely wife and have a chance to help someone. I am completely and utterly immersed in it, and it's just total, I'm tingling, you know, and I've said this all along. It's nice that I got my first league win. It's nice that I feel I know them now. It's nice that I've been able to see what I think they're doing, and how I'm going to slightly twist and change things so even this group can gain some accountability and notability, and for the right reasons, you know. And that's it, really. You know, the rest of it, we seem to be out here, and I seem to be saying the same things, but time is a wonderful thing. It's the most important thing that any of us have ever got, and I can't wait to see where we could end up if some of the things they're starting to do and starting to see and starting to realise they can make habits. They need to make them habits, because I think it's a good habit to have, to force their goalie into a mistake, to get there before him, to force their defender to go back to their goalie, to then us go and get there before him, and, you know, instead of us doing that. So, you know, and on a positive note, I thought our defending at the end, although we all went a little bit deep, we won some headers there that we probably wouldn't have won a couple of weeks ago, or we didn't. So another major step forward. And sometimes just clear your lines because you're in trouble, like Ryan should have done for the second goal the other night. No one told him, no one encouraged him to do that. We were all going to try and play again. You can't be that obvious. So I'm sure Charlie will be telling his team, hang on a minute, look at this. And he'd have felt just like I did a couple of weeks ago, or last week. So anyway, it is what it is. Sorry I've taken so long to answer that question.
No, that's all right. Can I ask you a little bit about penalty takers? Because you've had Harry Smith and he's given it to Power Glatz. Or do you normally like to sort of designate a penalty taker? Do you feel you need to at the moment?
Who am I going to choose? Probably be Will Wright, because he's the only one who scored. I mean, I have seen some crazy things already, I must admit. I thought their goalie had a magnet in his gloves, to be honest with you. The Accrington Stanley goalie. And my goalie had the opposite in his gloves. You know, it kept the ball away from him. But it is what it is. That they should know. For me, I was a little bit upset that the bloke who scored the penalty the other day, Will Wright, who was a penalty taker at Crawley, didn't just go, give me the ball, here we go, bang. Now, I believe he was unlucky, slipped, you know, but, you know, that should still go in. I still believe he's going to score. I probably believe he's going to score more than he does at the moment, you know, but that's life, and that's part of being a striker. I know why Harry did it. He'd already scored 3. There you go, son. Fantastic. In a way, that's brilliant. But Glatz wanted it, and I want him to want it. He's a striker, you know, so it's just one of those things. But, you know, what that did to us shouldn't have happened. We were 3-0 up. We shouldn't have let them score. It wasn't his fault. But that 4-0 would have won it. It would have, woo, and it would have probably been a better reflection of the game. But that's life. Let's get on with it. It's just nice to have 3 more points.
And a quick word on Wycombe. What makes them so strong, given when you look at the table of the qualities you've got to deal with?
I think this goes back to their previous manager who was there for 10 years, one of my players, Gareth. I think the manager there now played under Gareth, and I think they have a very unique, I've been to their training ground, they have a totally unique setup. To get to any dressing rooms, you've got to go right through a gym. And the gym, there's always someone in there. So they're very strong. They're working it. Gareth always believed that he had to be the strongest that he could, and that whole club's built on that. So I know whoever they take, whatever they do, they have that willingness to improve themselves and be quick, strong, and hard to break down. And they've got ability. You know, they still believe in someone who's 32, 33, 34 in McCleary. What a wonderful, wonderful, talented player he is, and he's being encouraged to just go and shine all over the place. And you know, it is a joy. They do break the theory that it's all about money, and it's about if you spend, the more you spend, the better you're going to be, because it's not. Doesn't always work that way. It's about how you feel about the club and how you work for that club and what that club means to you. And I think they have embraced that an awful lot better than an awful lot of teams, you know. So well done, Wycombe Wanderers. You know, you've got a totally unique kit and you are totally unique. Don't ever lose your identity. What I want to do is bring a Swindon identity of who we are and how we are and what you can do to us, what you can't do to us. You shouldn't be able to pop us with a little, that ain't, we're stronger than that. And hopefully we will pick that up, but we'll do it together. And I'm not afraid to be where we are. You know?
Lovely, good luck.
Thank you.
How big of a curveball is also having the FA Youth Cup this week? Because obviously it's tougher to include those younger guys like you might have done.
You are a very clever young man. He's no fool, is he? So that has been the biggest problem. In a nutshell, it would have given me an opportunity to have a look at them. So what have I done? I brought Billy Kirkman back because I'm not stupid. I've got to rest some of my lads for Saturday if I can. I've got to make sure that we can go out again. I can give them the information I need about Bradford. I can start doing that now, and I'm not ignoring this game, but what I need to do is make sure these lads have got a chance to follow that. Can you follow that? Can you do that? Then you show me, and then, okay, we'll see how we get on. I believe if you can do what they did last Saturday, we'll have a chance of winning this game. It'll be a fantastic thing. And then I'd have a headache for Saturday. But what I'm saying is the minutes that some people have played is too much for another game Tuesday and another game Saturday for them to be at their very, very best. And I'm not on about they're tired. I'm not on about that. What I'm on about is physically and mentally be ready to go and take the ups and downs and knocks of that we're going to get on Saturday, and that's 3 points. And if you're me, I'm thinking about 3 more. And then how can I get another 3 more? And then another 3 more. And if we could do that, where will we be? And that's the reality of it. If we start doing that now and everybody else looks at us and goes, hang on a minute, they might be a bit envious of what we might be able to do, instead of us doing it the other way around and us feeling like, oh, never going to win, never going to win. Woo. You know, this is where we are. It's an unbelievable leveler. And what you have to do is own what you're doing. So you're totally right. I'm going to go to the QPR game. Obviously, that was one of my clubs who I played for. I was lucky enough to play for them, and I'm really proud of what our team might be able to do against them. Also, I'm thinking about long term, do I want to bring some others in the window that might block some of my young lads coming through on the pathway? So they all have a chance to impress me. And that's what it's all about. So Billy, unfortunately, for Weston, he's going to miss 4 of their games. This is a decision I've made because I want him with me over these next few weeks to see if he's good enough for me to push in and have a go. And what a wonderful opportunity for him. Is he starting? Probably not. But will he get some time in this game? What a great test. So, you're right. You're very clever. It's a bit of a killer. I'm glad they got through, but it's a bit of a killer for me. And I'm going to be extra tired as well because I'm definitely going up on Thursday after the training to go and see that game. And in a way, I'm very proud of that because I am trying to knit together, sew together the whole thing. They work for us. It's a conveyor belt. I need them, and the first team takes priority. And, oh, yeah, this is an important thing, but hang on a minute. And that, at the end of the day, we should be churning out player after player for ourselves and in our first team, and that's what we want to do. The youth team had all sorts of plaudits last year with the run that they had in this competition. They deserve it, and I believe there might be some gems in there, but I've got to be very careful to not damage that gem rather than keep polish it, put it in, take it out, put it in, take it out, and look after them. But, you know, so do I need this right now? Not really. Does the club need it now? Not really, but we're delighted that we beat Tottenham, that we got through, we beat Bristol Rovers, that we got through, and all of these things, they will all add up in the end, you know. I think our biggest problem at the minute, we've lost 2 very, very important games in the space of a week, well, maybe 3, right? Colchester, which was a disaster, that was the cause for that was from the disappointment of doing what we did at Accrington in the FA Cup and throwing away the penalties, literally, and not drawing Liverpool. Because people look at what they would have had and then they end up feeling sorry for themselves. Well, I think we've all got that illness in this club, not me though. I'm not having it, I'm not allowing it. So let's see what we can do this week. It feels an awful lot better after Saturday. Let's see if we can keep making progress week in, week out. Here we go. And it starts with, can we beat Wycombe? Because I want to win. It's a hell of a tough ask, but I got some talent in the team that we're going to have, and show me then, you know. And then can we beat QPR as a club at that level in the FA Youth Cup? So I'm giving them back so they can. Come on then. Let's see what we got. I don't want to weaken them while they're doing that, but in the meantime, first team's more important. I don't want to block anybody. So if you're already here, show me. If you're not showing me what you want, I'm going to have to move you. You'll have to go, or you'll be replaced by a young one, because all I want is somebody with the attitude that I believe will give us the right feeling on the pitch. And I feel, and I felt that those red shirts were going to run all over those white shirts on the weekend until the end. But we want to do it from start to finish with no blip, with no nothing. We want to do it week in, week out. So we've got to earn that right. And that's what I'm asking them lot in there to do with my encouragement. And I truly believe that I might be able to help them. I keep saying it. Hopefully by the end of it all, I'll be right. Hopefully. But we still got an awful lot of work to do. Be another interesting week.
I know you're a busy man, so I'm going to keep going today. But I'll let that be it.
Ask me anything else. No, ask me anything you want. They couldn't. No. What you need to do is you need to help me, help everybody get it all out there. Because I am only giving you what I'm giving them. And if you've heard a negative from me yet, please tell me, because I won't ever do that. The hairdryer's out the window these days. You could snap someone in half with a hairdryer these days. You can't do that. What you have to do is be truthful, but you end it on a positive, and that's what we're all doing in there. I think Harry's the biggest difference, in my opinion. If you listen to how he spoke after the game, I almost had tears in my eyes where he was talking about the young lads. This is what I've asked him to do. I've asked him to get rid of that horrible feeling he had being captain of Sutton last year when you couldn't get him out of it, son. but don't bring your negativity, because some of the things he said to his teammates, the way he pushed his goalie, who's his mate, the other day, that's not how I want you to do it, son. On Saturday, he was absolutely immense. He was immense. And he's learning. And I was so proud of his interview after the game, what he said about these young men. So, so proud of him, because you could see he meant it. Do you get what I mean? You could totally and utterly see how he felt about these young men and how it's his responsibility to show them what a good professional is. And it's not one that moans at them. It's one that tells them the truth, but does it in an encouraging way that makes you feel 10 foot tall, even when it is not going your way. And he did that with everything he did on Saturday. Honestly.
Encouraging for you, because that's exactly what you're trying to get out of some of your senior players.
This is why I do this. It's not about the formations, it's not about the score, it's not about the club and where it is. This is about the people in that club that I want to mould into the people who helped make me. And they were senior pros. They were probably one manager who helped me learn all sorts of things, how I could improve myself, and I'm not going to stop until I help them. And Harry's talk the other day, absolutely, totally and utterly incredible. That's exactly who I know he is, and he didn't look like that when I first saw him here. And it's about looking in that bag of garbage that you've got, that we all carry around on a day-to-day basis, where we doubt ourselves and and then we like to blame other people. Whoa, no, open it up, let's have a look. No, I'm not going to do that. That's fine. That was then, this is now. And not being funny, we got 2 games the rest of this week. If I looked in a negative way about last Tuesday and how we got someone sent off again and we let a goal in early, if I did that, what chance would I ever have of starting again and doing something different? So I have to lead that. And I haven't got any results from it yet. But I'm not ever going to stop, because I know long term, I believe this will work. I've seen it with people before, and I'm hoping that they pick it up quickly. And we might need some other energizers, but I am saying this young man up front for us in a minute. It's not just about his goals, because he missed a penalty in the game the other day, and he got through and he could have won us the game. It didn't matter, because I didn't blame him for that. What I said was, think about what you're saying to him. It looks like it's hurting him rather than helping him. And then all of a sudden, wait a minute, what a wonderful interview. And it wasn't about him and his hat-trick, was it? What was it about? It was about the young gentleman that he sees on this training ground every Thursday, and how he's going to try and help them with the encouragement, and how their fearlessness is going to help him. It was a joy to listen to. And I think that's a huge step forward. And when people say, what's it like being a football manager? Lots of people think they could do it. Some keyboard warriors, they do think they can do it. But the thing is, there's ups and downs in life that you have to have lived through before you can even dream of helping someone else in a proper way. And I've had more than enough of that. So let's wait and see. Talk is all nothing. Action now. We need some more action. Let's see what we can do. And if our lads can please the crowd as much as we did on Saturday with the performance, it wasn't just the score, with the performance. They didn't get down because we missed a penalty. No one booed, no one moaned, because we looked with every stride that we made determined. And that's all I ask. So can we do that again and again and again and again and again and again? We're going to need to, but I believe we can.